Hey everyone, welcome to EnGen TV. That's Engaged Generation of Youth, Changing the World. My name is Daniel, and in today's show, we'll be hosting the Financial Fix-Up. Now the Financial Fix-Up is all about keeping your cash in check and keeping money in your pockets. Enjoy the show.
All right, we're going to be talking about investing. So we're going to be talking about what investing is, how to invest, the types of investing, and why investing is really important. So let's get into it. So what is investing? Investing is essentially putting your money somewhere where you'll be able to gain some profit or interest on it, or some gains, etc., on it over time. And there's lots of different types of places where you can actually put your money in order to have that happen. So let's look at a few of those things. First, let's talk about bonds and stocks. So essentially what a bond is, as you can see here, is it's a fixed amount that is often given to you, who is the investor, from somebody else. So for example, often the government or big corporations will have bond offerings. The thing is with this fixed income is that it is a certain percentage. So that percentage doesn't often change. It's for a specific time period, and that's how much you will get. So right now, bonds are not doing as well. It could be 2 to 3%, depending, maybe a little bit more. So really look into if that is something that will fit into your portfolio. Next, as you can see here, is stocks. Now, stocks is basically you owning a piece of a company. So imagine a pie or even a pizza, taking a slice. That is basically what a stock is, taking a slice out of a company. All right, let's move on. Now we have mutual funds and index funds. Now you're probably wondering, what is the difference between a mutual fund and an index fund? Now let's take a look. So mutual funds are a basket of stocks and bonds all mixed into one. Pretty simple, right? An index fund, however, is a type of mutual fund. And the difference between the two is mutual funds are usually actively managed. Index funds are passively managed. Meaning that index funds, it's not something where you'll see on TV, people are day trading and putting money in and taking it out. It's not like that. It's essentially over time, you're tracking how the market moves up and down. All right. Now, within mutual funds and index funds, there's lots of different things and different investment things that you can actually have. We're going to be talking quickly about an ETF. Now, oftentimes you will find ETFs in index funds. So as you can see here, an ETF is basically, it's a type of stock that also moves with the index or how businesses move. But the difference is that it can be traded daily like stocks. Index funds, as we talked about earlier, cannot be traded the same way. ETFs are and can be. I know that's a little bit confusing, but I'll show you a little chart about this after. So there's some other investments that you've probably heard about. Everyone's talking about cryptocurrency, and you hear people, investing in real estate. So here's a little definition to help you understand the difference here. So cryptocurrency is basically digital or virtual currency that is secure. So it's very hard for people to counterfeit it, and that's why it's becoming so popular. It's not the same as if You have paper money that you give to somebody to invest for you. They could fake your money, do something else with your money. With cryptocurrency, it's really, really difficult to actually, steal your money in that sense, or copy it in that sense. As well, there is real estate, in buying a house. Buying a house can help you create a lot of wealth. On my blog, I talk a lot about, how you can invest in real estate and what you can do. If you don't want to actually buy a house, there's other options like REITs, which is the REIT, as you can see here. So a REIT is a company that owns and operates and does all the financing and all the legwork for real estate, but you get the benefits of, whatever gains happen from those real estate endeavors that are within those REITs. So, you're still owning something, just in a different way. There are 3 ways to invest that we're going to talk about. There is the brokerage, there is the robo-advisor, and there's self-directed investing. Now, when you're investing through a brokerage, so what does that even mean? So you walk into the bank and you speak to a financial advisor and you say, I want you to invest in these bonds and these stocks, or I want you to just invest for me, create a portfolio for me that will help me reach retirement at 65, or help me save for a house, etc., whatever that might be. Brokerages are those people. It could even be insurance salespeople. They also do those types of things. They will, they will open an account for you. They'll put your money into these things and they will invest the money for you. Now, a robo-advisor. I know everyone's a little, hesitant about robo-advisors, but robo-advisors are actually a great option. What is the difference between a robo-advisor and a brokerage account? It's fees. So with robo-advisors, you actually have a real life person still investing for you. They're actually using an algorithm to make sure that based on what your goals are, your money is going in the right place for the right amount of time and it's moved appropriately. But there's actually people that reinvest your money. So it's not actually a robot per se. There's actually someone behind it, dealing with your money and putting it where it needs to be. But the benefit is the fees are half as much as what you would pay to a brokerage account. So it's a great way for you to save. And it's actually really important to understand that, because fees can actually eat away at your gains over time. So for example, say you have decided you're going to put $100 a month into maybe a TFSA or an RSP every month, and you're going to take it out 20 years from now. And you do the same thing in a robo-advisor. Almost 40% of your gains might actually be eaten away just by the brokerage account. Now, this for some is a really bad thing, but for others may not be. Maybe you don't want to have to think about investing at all. You want it to happen, but you don't want to have to think about it. This is why we talk about the options that are available, so that you can choose what you feel is right for you. The last thing is self-directed investing. Now, you have done all your research, which stocks, which industries are doing well, which bonds you should be investing in, international, local, whatever, all of that stuff, about index funds, ETFs. Self-directed investing is when you open an account and you are doing all the work. So maybe you are doing your own type of portfolio, or maybe you are just picking the stocks yourself. Maybe you're trading the stocks. Maybe you're trading the ETFs. That's what self-directed investing. What's really, really, really important when you're investing is that you choose what is right for you. Do your research. Make sure you do your research. Oftentimes we jump into things without understanding how, what, when, why things work the way they do. It's really important. Do your research about all of these things.
I hope you've been enjoying watching EnGen TV. At Apple Creek Seventh-day Adventist Church, we have even more to offer. We have wonderful Bible studies as well as powerful preaching messages that will change your life. In fact, this Saturday, we have both. A powerful young preacher that is going to bring a word from God that's going to be amazing. And we also have a wonderful Bible study led by our youth. Like to try Bible study, but you're not quite sure what it's all about? Not a problem. Go to our website and you can download the same Bible study that we are studying from, and you can join us on Saturday mornings, and we'll put you in with a group that will love to have you, and you can discuss and listen and learn. It doesn't matter whether you are a child, a teen, or an adult. There's always a place for you at Apple Creek.
Hi everyone, my name is Elise Beckles and I'm the owner of The French Tutor. We are a tutoring agency with our main teachable being French. We are so passionate about helping your young learners not only learn the French language, but learn it in a way that is engaging, that is fun, and primarily helps them to build their confidence. We are all about building exceptional students, which results in exceptional human beings. So feel free to contact us. We are on social media. We are on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Look us up and visit us on our website, www.thefrenchtutor.ca.
One of the things I appreciate the most about my experience at Crawford is that you're more than a number. You're actually the part of a family.
I love my time at Crawford because of the family atmosphere.
One of the things that I love about my children attending Crawford Adventist Academy is the fact that they are around excellence all day, every day.
What I really love about Crawford is that the teachers and my friends are very supportive.
One of the things I really enjoy about my boys attending this school is the care and attention they actually receive from their teachers.
One thing I like about Crawford is that we have a good Christian education and I have friends I can depend on to help me through my studies.
What I like about my school is the supporting teachers we have, the community around us, and the strong academics we have in our school.
The teachers care about you, the individual. You build some connections. Some of my greatest friendships are friendships that were established here as a student at Crawford.
This is my first year at Crawford and I already love how friendly everyone is and how they integrate Christian education into the system, and everyone here is just like one big happy family.
What I love about my school is that my friends are very supportive and the teachers are extremely helpful and that nobody is left out.
When I look back at most of my friends who were very successful, it seemed the common thread to me was that most of them came through, or probably all of them, came through Crawford Adventist Academy.
I enjoy the community at Crawford, the people and how I connect with everyone. It's a very welcoming and warming atmosphere.
What I love about this school is about my friends. They're very nice and easy to talk to, and also about the Christian education and the teachers that teach us in our everyday lives.
And so I wanted my daughter to have the same opportunity at the same type of success. And so I thought about it, and then I enrolled her at Crawford.
I recall as a student we would begin our days with this, saying this pledge: by the grace of God, I commit myself to excellence in all I say and in all I do. And this is a pledge that has stuck with me. This is a pledge that I continue to use day by day. And it didn't mean as much to me as I was a student, because I think sometimes it's easy to become accustomed to things and take it for granted when you're in a particular environment for so long. But it's something that, in reflecting back to my years at Crawford, I'm reminded of the fact that as Christians, as students, as leaders, we are called to be committed to excellence. We are called to show forth the excellence of the God that we serve in everything that we do. So I'm so grateful that I had the opportunity to be a student at Crawford, and I'm grateful for the way that Crawford has shaped and molded me and reminded me continually of the commitment to excellence.
Leadership.
Community.
Spiritual.
Safety.
Fabulous.
Love.
Christian.
Awesome.
Hey everyone, my name is Daniel. Welcome back to EnGen TV. That's Engaged Generation of Youth, Changing the World.
Why is investing important, and what are some of the things you need to remember? Let's take a look. As you can see, there's inflation, time, and retirement. So let's first start talking about inflation. So essentially what inflation is the ability for your money to buy over a specific time. So today it costs you $1 maybe to buy 2 bunches of bananas, but in 5 years it might cost you $1.50. The difference between investing and not investing is your ability to cover when that $1.50 of your bananas goes up. You know, we just talked about in saving that we have, you should have 0.5 to 2% of interest going onto your high interest savings. But you're actually going to need a little bit more if you're investing for the future. You should be looking at interest rates of maybe 6 to even as much as 12%, depending on what you're able to find. Usually, and you know, things change, currently inflation is about 4 to 6%. As the years go on. So investing actually helps protect your money from inflation so that later on, you actually have all the money you need when things costing a lot more. And you want to make sure that you're able to still cover expenses. Maybe if you decide you want to go traveling after you're retired, etc., etc. So that's the first thing we need to think about, inflation. Now let's talk about time. Have you heard of the rule of 72? Let's take a look. So the rule of 72 is the amount of time it takes for your money to double. So take a look here. Divide 72 by how much percentage of your annual return that you're getting from interest from your investment. So for example, if you have 8% returns every year in your investment, you do 72 divided by 8, and that will equal 9. That is the amount of time it will take for your money to double. So if all you did was put in $100, you'd get interest over time, and then by those 9 years, you'd get then $100 plus whatever other interest you have at that time. So that's a little example. Now let's look at the slide here with another example. As you can see here, we have someone at the age of 20, someone at the age of 30, and someone at the age of 40 that has decided that they're going to put initial investment, which is the first time they put money into a specific account, of $1,000. Then after that, each month they decide, I'm going to put $500 every month in, until they decide maybe they want to retire at 65. As you can see here, their rate of return is 7%. At the age of 20, if you start investing then, your return, sorry, excuse me.
Keep going because I can cut that out.
So as you can see here, after 45 years, this is how much they make. Over $1 million. Now, if you look at the person who started investing at 30, they only had 35 years within the market. And as you can see, even though they were investing $500 a month, you can see the discrepancy. They are only able to make about $800,000. And if you started to invest at the age of 40, you're only investing for 25 years if you're deciding to retire at 65. And do you see how much you make here? Near $400,000. So time in the market is your best friend. Now, if you're short on time, what do you think will have to happen? You'll probably have to double how much money you put in. But then again, time in the market is your best friend. So if you even have a big chunk, say you came into an inheritance, $10,000, and you want to invest it, if that's all you did at maybe the age of 25, you would see lots of gains over that time until 65, even if you didn't add any more money to it. The amount that it would double if you were even just to get 8% would be enough, maybe even to cover your retirement. So just keep that in mind when you're investing. time is really important. Now, I mentioned here that we're talking about retirement. So as you can guess, that's our next point. Why should you invest for retirement as opposed to just saving for retirement? Now, I gave you that example about inflation and, buying that bunch of bananas. So what happens with over time, your money is not able to do the same thing as it can do today, 10 years from now. So it's important that you are able to get money on top of your money so that by the time maybe you decide you're going to retire at 55, 65, whenever you decide, that your money is enough to carry you through that time period where you're not actively working. So what are some ways in which you can actually, invest for retirement? Oftentimes, or not often anymore anyways, people used to be able to get pensions. It's not as common anymore. If you're able to find a pension, good for you, but you should also invest as well for your retirement. Maybe have something on the side just in case as a little buffer if you want to do extra traveling, etc., etc. Another way is oftentimes companies offer something called an employer match. So they can open an RSP through a brokerage account for you, and whatever amount of money that comes out of your pay into that RSP, they will match that amount. So it's basically free money for your retirement. Why not take advantage of it? So if you are working somewhere and they're not offering you a pension, double check to see if they offer that employee match for an RSP retirement, because that might actually, really benefit you in the long run. All right, it is time for us to do our recap. Are you ready for our quiz? So, why is it important for us to invest? Is it A, so you can become rich? B, so that you can have enough for retirement? Or C, beating inflation? Or D, that compound interest? That's right, it's E, B, D, and C. All three of those things that were last, not the becoming rich part, but everything else is really important for investing. If you have a little extra money where you don't have to worry about your expenses later on, that's great too. But making sure you cover everything, properly, that is what you're really trying to look at. And in saving and investing also comes giving as well. Do not forget to also give your tithes or find a charity that you can give back to. Giving back is as important as putting aside money for yourself. We talked about in one of our episodes where, giving back, you are able to get, tax deductible receipts where you can actually get back money for giving. Not that that should be the reason, but make sure that you are covering all bases. And giving is not just monetary, it's also giving of your time and your talents. So make sure that you also don't forget that. All right, well, thank you for joining me on this episode. I hope you learned a lot. I know that was a lot to go through, so make sure you rewind, rewatch, take some notes if you missed something. And if you want to connect with me, you can see how much I post on Instagram as well as on my blog. Some of these topics that we talked about, I have gone into more detail on my blog, so check out that. And I post on Instagram, so there's lots of tips you can save, and some of those tips are also on Pinterest too if you prefer Pinterest. So take a look, stay connected, and let me know. Send me an email, send me a DM, whatever you want, and see what I can do to help you get towards your goals. Take care.
Hey everyone, welcome back to EnGen TV. That's Engaged Generation of Youth, Changing the World. My name is Daniel, and I really hope you've enjoyed the programs we've hosted over the past few weeks. Yeah, they may be tough to put on at times, but remember, we do it because we love our community. If you'd like to join us in the future, please feel free to do so at applecreeksca.com. There's always a place for you guys here at Apple Creek.